Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another Wednesday, which means it is time for another Nozz Watches Log Horizon. Oh boy. So, in the last episode of Log Horizon, turns out, there's no teleportation, there's no way around. Basically, everybody is stuck where they came in. And also people have decided that they just want to go around murdering people because, hey, death has no consequence. What's empathy? I'm bored. I know. Let's go murder a village. Humans think like this. Specifically modern humans who have never known hardship in their lives, when compared to throughout history. But more importantly, the guild whose name I've already forgotten, have a person out in a faraway city in a high-level zone, and she can't get home because there's no way to teleport, and the way Hearthstones work in Log Horizon is really dumb. Because you don't set your Hearthstone sets itself. What the fuck? Who the fuck decided that one? And now our heroes are going out on their big griffin mounts that nobody has except them, and going to go rescue her because, let's just be a little bit OP. Let's just be a little bit overpowered while we at it, huh? But anyway, let's see what happens in this new area, this new town. In 3, 2, 1, and go. Oh yeah, and also, according to the thing, they're gonna dismount and go through a... Yeah. Why would they dismount? Is it like Final Fantasy where it's not a real MMO? Not really massive. It's got loading screens everywhere. It's not one big contiguous world. Why do games do that? World of Warcraft did it in... okay, so, not talking about anime right now. If anyone, cared about video games... Which, I'd hope you do if you're here, but... so many, MMOs, specifically Asian ones, don't bother having a contiguous world. I don't understand it. World of Warcraft, the only loading screens you have is when you change continents, right? Or go into an instance. But otherwise, it's one big contiguous world. If you're in Kalimdor, you can go from Tanaris to Darkshore, just all the way through with no loading screens. If you go to Teldrassil, there's a loading screen. Actually, no. There's no loading screen in Teldrassil. You can just fly all the way to the top of Teldrassil. There's only a loading screen if you take the portal that takes you from the base of Teldrassil to the top. If you can just fly to the top of Teldrassil. Same thing with the Eastern Kingdoms. You can fly all the way from Stranglethorn all the way up to Eastern Plaguelands. The only loading screen is going into Kalthalas because that's in an expansion zone. But in Final Fantasy though, every single zone is a loading area. Why is it that a shitty game from 2004 can do it, but and let's be honest, WoW is basically spaghetti code. It took them this long to recreate a version of it that, is long, to recreate the fucking vanilla in a playable state. Nah, that's spaghetti. But if something as spaghetti as vanilla WoW could do it, why can't something made by Square Enix or any of the friggin' massive MMO? You only ride them for 4 hours? Well, it seems like it would be easier. Because it's probably going to take you more than... It's going to take you more than 4 hours to get through a mountain that big. So assuming the world is contiguous, then, You could just set up camp for the night and then fly over the mountain the next day. You're already basically there. Like, having the girl wait a day, like, she's already been out there for weeks, or whatever, however long she's been there, then, like, another day won't kill her. Jesus. It's almost as if there's physics now. The Skaven. They can spread plague. Jesus, what a shit. I don't think plague cares about your damage resistance, my dude. And Akatsuki, look at Akatsuki just like bobbleheading it. Adorable. You know what scares rats? Fire. Straight up, she didn't even say thank you. Didn't even... So you can't even cook food because fire just damages it. I mean, that's kind of depressing, but I mean, hey. So you can use... So you can use spices to make shit taste better. Like... Like, I don't know, man. It seems like an easily solved problem. Like, find some spices. You know, like... You know, like something that'll make shit taste better. Like a spice that tastes fine on its own. Like ketchup, for example. Saffron, I don't know. Man, yeah, it's a damn shame she wound up in Susukino, a place where everyone is apparently an asshole, if that's a thing. So you can just level up. Wait, why would you choose maid? Why would you choose maid as your profession class? What benefit can that possibly give? She's evolved the housewife subclass. What the fuck? What the fuck is wrong with her? She's people are going insane. She's a furry's housewife. Jesus Christ. Why would you have maid as a class or a profession? Like, Jesus, my dude, fuck. And if ingredients still have correct taste, then doesn't that mean that... I mean, it's like, so if you killed a pig, for example, and it dropped pork chop, or sorry, like, or ham shank, could you not put that over fire and do that? Because if you burn regular food, it takes damage and explodes. What if you do that to an ingredient? Cooked like manually instead of through the menu. Oh boy. I'm still bugged, like the like the apparently according to the comments, the author of this like played MMOs, but there's a lot of stuff here where it's like, why would you put that in an MMO? I imagine he probably played them, but he doesn't know much about the design of them, but still, damn son. Or maybe it's just Eastern MMOs. They're big different in some ways. Oh, it seems as if, like, the optimal strat was not joining a guild, seeing as a debauchery tea party was the best. I mean, honestly, technically, debauchery tea party is a guild. I mean, they have a name, they're a guild in all but, like, official. Look at all these fucking furries. Imagine designing your character to look like he got hit in the face with a shovel and being stuck having that face for the rest of your life. This is why you must always take time to make sure your MMO character is beautiful, just in case you get isekai'd. Look at this big villain. Look at this big villain. CG rocks by the way. Oh no! The bridge was designed poorly in-game, and now that real-world physics apply, it's falling apart! That would be a cool thing, though, if you got, like, transported into a game, and all of a sudden, the parts of the architecture that don't make sense just start collapsing. Because I could think of a lot of things in WoW that just would not work. Man, I can't believe Shiro's fucking dead. If I die here, it'll be very inconvenient. God damn it. I didn't have any friends, so I played a game that requires friends. Oh boy. Shiro's a good popular boy with many friends. I like the ones with their names written in English. Goto Taco! I never asked for all these friendly people that want my help. Some bullshit. I didn't sign on to be a beloved member of the community. Jesus Christ. You're just saying that because you're a pussy slayer. Yeah, that's true, but I mean, I don't say it out loud. So is he gonna wind up running into any of these people, or nah? They all dead. They all gone. She's been trying to make him awaken for days, just kissing him on the mouth. I don't think she understands how CPR works. Clean up aisle 3. Because it's a video game, dumbass. You have a health bar. You don't take fall damage into water. That's never been a thing in video games. Yeah, they never programmed in stamina bars. Uh. So in his mind, he's just breaking all this shit down into 3D models. Legal lolly. Maximum legal. She's so fucking great. And just reuse it. If you're gonna do the abuse, at least draw a different one. Smash it into a different rock. Ooh, that's awkward. Young adult. Very tall midget. Jeez. And they're gonna wind up. Oh boy, I certainly hope certain things haven't been programmed into this game. All I'm saying, kids getting transported into this world probably have a really rough. Holy shit. Oh, Jesus. But I didn't see a load screen. That's some bullshit. Like, are there load screens here? Or, like, do they just black out when they hit one? Oh, hey, they hit expansion content. Great. So it's new expansion content, but it's under-leveled for them? What the fuck? What's the point of that? An expansion's supposed to raise the level cap, not add shit for people who didn't buy the expansion. I mean, you can kind of use your character for scale, but okay, fair enough. See, the fact that CC works on a boss, that's really dumb. It's like if you play in PvP, you know how annoying getting chain stunned is. And if you are the one doing the chain stunning, you know how absolutely fucking boring it is when the enemy can't fight back at all. Which is why it's the optimal way to do it. Because if they can't fight back at all, it's boring, but there's no way for them to fight back. Why Blizzard added diminishing returns on stuns. Like, just throw up the big death kanji, okay. That was pretty neat, though. That was pretty neat. Like, it looked neat. Mechanics-wise, it was really fucking stupid, but it looked neat. Hooray, you entered the next area. You could have just gone around it if you just set up camp for a day, and you would have been there within fucking... They got most of the distance. They got most of the distance in 4 hours. Like, if they would, all they would have done is have to camp and then, like, fly over the mountain. Pretty sure they wasted more time. So let's write a message that's vaguely insulting and homophobic, because that's, that's just what you do. Yeah. So this guild is just PKing anyone who tries to leave. You'd think like there'd be a decent. You'd think there'd be a decent amount of people who could band together and beat the shit out of these people. Or is this one of those shows where everybody sucks? Everybody sucks at the game except for a few. Because that's how shit works, right? God, these people sound like sociopaths. Like, human beings would not do this. Even if it was virtual, like, the fact is you are still, like, fucking running someone through and stabbing them to death. You know? Like, fuck. Through a monitor? Okay, fine. Like, even through, like, VR, it's like, well, you're just shooting their avatar. It's fine. But here, it's like, no, these are actual people, and they're actually... You know? Jesus. Like, that guy is reveling in that. That's a sociopath right there, man. But, like, if PKing is this prevalent, then fuck, dude. The author of this has a really low opinion of people. I think I've already had this conversation last week, I think. But yeah, it's really silly. Like, I don't know. Like, people who gank usually tend to be assholes. But, like, even assholes that gank do so because they don't have, like, they makes them feel better, you know? Like, people who gank usually are not super great at, like, actual PvP at, like, max level, right? Do you think these PKers, there'd be enough people at max level to kind of keep them in line? You know? My experience in WoW, at the very least, was I was well, at least after I got my character's max level, is if I got ganked, I would just log out, log into my main, and just go to the area. The second those fuckers see a max level person enter the area that they're ganking in, they usually leave. And if not, fucking they suck, so you can just fireball, fuck off. Hmm. So he sees a cat man. Like I don't know, it's just really weird. I don't know. I think it's like it's a matter of like the fact that this is very clearly is made by someone who's a fan of MMOs, but I don't think they know the how like some of the mechanics work and how like some of the game design works, and I don't think they know uh the psychology of some of the players that play. I think this because it really does. It seems like exaggerated like caricatures of people to play MMOs, which I mean, hey, that's an entirely valid way to write a story. I think that's like I think that's honestly like the only complaint I have. It's that like it's that some people are just caricatures of people that play MMOs. Like gankers are all like, I'm going to murder everyone. You can all suck my dick. It's just a game. Like, all these things can cry. How adorable. When in reality, it's little Timmy going like, yeah, fuck you. I'm gonna kill you. Yeah, fuck you, level 5. Yeah. My mommy says I can't have too much chocolate or I'm gonna shit myself. You know, like fucking, it's that. You know, like it's little Timmy. But like majority of people like you'd think there would be like enough people who are like at least semi decent at the game to go fucking shit on little Timmy if he's causing that much problems. And seeing as there's no way to teleport around, which would be like the main way that high level players would get around, which is why ganking is such a problem in like modern WoW. It's because people can just basically teleport wherever the fuck they want. There's no high level players in other zones, so you get ganked. There is nobody nearby who's a higher level that's going to help. Like they did it, like what happened in vanilla. At least in my experience of vanilla. But here, like, where are all the max level people? Like fucking Shiro Akatsuki and I've already forgot his now Paladin Man. Yeah, they can't be the only max level characters, can they? Like shit. Like you'd think like you'd have some max level people who would try and kind of shepherd the people who aren't as good at the game around. I mean, even in Sword Art Online, you had the people who were beta testers. Yeah, they wrote a handbook for people to read and to learn how to play the game. It's just that the people who were newer at the game didn't bother reading it, and they decided that beta testers were cheating assholes. But, you know, which is another level of retard. But you think, like here, where it's a game that's been around for God knows how long, and it's got multiple expansions, you'd have max level players, like, in this game that are being trapped in here, along with, like, people who are brand new, and the max level players would, like, at least a good chunk of them, but a large proportion of them would be like holding workshops and being like, okay guys, here's how you do this, here's how this mechanic works, here's how this and this. And you'd have others that would take a more active role in policing, like a police force of higher level characters that go around and protect the worse off ones. You know, like this sort of shit is how a society forms. You've got a bunch of people. I'm getting into anthropology again, aren't I? Fuck it. I'm gonna say it like a little bit. Like when you have a large group of people like this in one area, or I guess in multiple areas, I guess, but most of them seem to be in Akihabara so far. Like if there's no overarching government then a government will tend to form. And while it can be tyrannical, yes, the majority of people, the majority of humans are inherently good, right? That's like something that I hold to be self-evident. Like, individual humans tend to be good. It's when you get into groups that you get people, when you start getting like people being assholes, because then you have the ability to create an us versus them argument, because now you have a group. But more like most individual members of a society are good. So in a society this small, yeah, you would have people that would get together, and in this one, unlike with regular humans, where most everybody is more or less equal, yeah, you have people who are no, that guy is level 90. Anyone who is not level 90 is going to get their shit rocked if they try and come at him. So these level, like these higher level people should be trying to help the smaller ones, and like help people survive, and I don't know, prevent people who are assholes, because assholes do exist. No, as I said, most humans are inherently good. People who are assholes should be being policed by the higher level people. Like why does it seem like the only like max level people we run into are either assholes or our party? Like it seems kind of silly that like the majority of the player base doesn't know how to play the game. It's like weird. It's really weird. Like, I'm not saying that like lower level people shouldn't exist, because there will always be people who get started in MMO and haven't reached max level yet, but like I mean, it seems like a lot of the guild that they tried to join, those guys are probably max level too. But why are those guilds not protecting me? Why is there not a policeman's guild, for example? Like a I don't know, man. Like, I'm not saying like there should be a government, but I'm saying there should be some sort of civil order that rises, like because that's what humans do. We're a species, we're a tribal species that innately seeks a society. Like, that's why the worst thing you can do to a human is to cut them off from societies, because we need it to survive. So the fact that like there's not society like kind of like developing is kind of weird. Like, you've got the guilds and all that, but it seems like most everything going around is you've got your guilds, and then everything that's not in that guild is a lawless nothing thing. Like fucking, you got people like camping outside the gates of cities, murdering anyone who leaves. Like, I don't know, Chief. That don't ring true from an anthropological and sociological like standpoint. Like, I don't know. But I've talked about that for way too much, haven't I? But yeah, but other than that, the fact that in this show, like, people are not acting like people, they're acting like monsters. I do really like this show. Like, it's really good. Like, there's minor stuff where I'm just like, that's not how a video game works, and other stuff like, okay, well, why did you bother going through this cave when you could have just like set up camp and flown over it? Because I mean, it took them a day anyway. I don't know. It's just like a fun little adventure. Just like the rat fight was really cool. I really like that. Like the fight, the way the fighting works in this game is for game in this anime is really good. Like, it's real flashy, and seeing as like most of our perspective is from Shira's perspective, you get to see like the strategist's vision of it, which is pretty good. So we're not just like in there going like pew pew pew, oh shoot bang. We're like more in the back, and we're like seeing like we're pulled back, and we're watching the whole thing unfold. It's really good. I do like the architecture of this world though. Like, that's one thing. Like it looks, the world looks nice. It's like the big bridges like in that tunnel, and like the mausoleum kind of look it's got going on there. And the design of the city they're going to is also really good. It looks European, which is weird because the game's set in Japan, but it still looks really nice. little generic, but it's an MMO. Like, you're gonna get... MMO is usually 10 for generic designs in cities, because it's easy. And a little bit of Shiro's backstory was really cool, too. I like that kind of thing, where he's like, I joined this game to have friends, and then everybody came to rely on me, and I fucking hated it. And then I met the small group of people I didn't hate. Like, that's like some fucking, like, that's some fucking neat shit, you know? Like, I know he's not a neat, I know he's not, but it's like, I want friends. Oh, fuck, this is what friendship is? No, fuck that. No, I'm out, chief. Like, that's just funny. I like that. That's great. Yeah, all in all, like, this is a good show. This is a good episode. It just, honestly, like, one thing I just do wish, I wish anime would, I guess just, like, media in general, would take into account human psychology, like, a bit better, and maybe... And once again, like, that's my perspective based on my experiences. Maybe this guy's run into more asshole humans than he has non-asshole humans. But I wish, like, the default for, like, for this thing, like, you have this whole, like, oh, we're in a new place, or society is broken down. I wish the default wasn't, I'm gonna burn what's left to the ground. Like, because it seems like that's more the default. And that really does bug me about a lot of media. But thankfully, it does seem like there is media that does focus on humans do, if we don't have a society, we tend to form societies. And individual humans tend to usually be more or less good people. I mean, you see it in Dr. Stone, for example. Like, Senku, Taiju, Yujiriha, the village, like, that they run into... They're all inherently good people, and they all inherently want to form a society. Tsukasa is a giant fucking asshole who believes in anarchic primitivism, but even he wants to form a society. He doesn't want to go around burning everything down. He wants to form a society. The society he wants to form is based on anarchic primitivism, and he doesn't want anybody over the age of 25 in it, but he still wants to form a society. Like, the Fallout universe as well. Like, the majority of people in Fallout form societies. Like, you know, it's something that, like, you do see in media, but, like, you don't see it often enough, which is weird, because it's what would actually happen. I don't know. But anyway, I've rambled on way too goddamn much, so let me know what you thought of this episode down there in the comments, whether you agree with me, disagree with me, or you want to bring up something that maybe I left out, because I don't think I did, but maybe I did. I don't know. Yeah, let me know down there in the comments. Oh boy. And remember to like, comment, subscribe, share social media, tell your friends, and if you want, you can always support me on Patreon, which is linked down there in the description, and on my end card, oh boy, with some of my other videos if you want to see those. And if you do become a patron, you get access to a patrons-only Discord channel, my open Discord server, which is linked down there in the description as well. And on the Patreon channel, you can recommend things to be Let's Played, reacted to, live streamed, whatever, and basically, if you recommend something, if it's an anime, it gets at least 4 episodes. It gets that 4-episode test, but most of the time, because you guys usually tend to have pretty decent taste, we usually wind up doing the whole thing. Oh boy. And also we have our patrons-only movie night that we do once a month, usually on the second full week of any given month, where we hang out in our sync tube, and we hang out and watch some anime, play some video games, friggin' watch a movie. It's a ton of fun. Honestly, the rite of passage right now is, like, every time we meet up, we catch up on the Fire Force anime, and before we move on to other stuff, and that's been pretty good. That's a pretty good show. Yeah. Boy. Alright, so I'll see you in the next video, but most importantly of all, become a trash mammal today, and I'll see you around.